Hi kids, this is Lindsay. Today is Wednesday. We're going to look at our Unit 9, Our World Again. And again, I'm going to ask some questions and you can write the answers in today's video in the comments. All right, looking at page 152, you're going to need a pencil if you haven't written it yet. Let's look at this together. So page 152, Unit 9. Okay, at the top, let's talk about second conditional. If we went on a photo safari, I wouldn't take pictures of lions. What? I would? Oh, sorry, I read it wrong. Let's try it again. If we went on a photo safari, I would take pictures of Wilton. Very good. Number 2, I would go. See where it says I'd? I'd go mountain climbing if I weren't afraid of heights. I want you to understand what that means. They are not going mountain climbing. He is afraid of heights. And he said, if I weren't afraid of heights, I'd go mountain climbing. I'd go mountain climbing if I weren't afraid of heights. So is he going mountain climbing? No way. He's afraid of heights. Afraid of heights means he's scared of high places. So that means that if you go to a high place and you look down, you can't move. You freeze. In English, freeze means you can't move, like ice, right? So if you're afraid of heights, heights being the noun with a T, Heights, I'm afraid of heights. If you're afraid of heights, when you go to a high place, you can't move. Maybe you don't like roller coasters because you're afraid of heights. All right. He wouldn't spend all of his time in museums if he didn't like art. Now this sentence is a little strange. Look at it again. He wouldn't spend all of his time in museums if he didn't like art. Let me explain that sentence. This person spends all of his time in museums. He does that. And because he does that, we know he likes art. So imagine Rex in Teacher Sandra's class. Maybe Rex loves art and he spends a lot of time in museums. We know he loves art because he spends a lot of time in museums. How do I know he likes art? How do I know he likes art? And here's the answer. He wouldn't spend all of his time in museums if he didn't like art. So let's imagine this. Let's say that Rex likes a girl in his class. Who can we say? Rex, let's say, for example, I don't know, Rex likes Cinderella. Probably not. Rex likes Cinderella. Now, how do I know this? He buys her flowers. Rex buys flowers for Cinderella. So I know Rex likes Cinderella. If he didn't like Cinderella, he wouldn't buy flowers for her. He buys her flowers. So what do we know? We know he likes her. He wouldn't buy flowers for Cinderella if he didn't like her. Do you understand? I know it's a little hard. Next one. If you had a lot of money, where would you go on vacation? Well, let's ask that question and have somebody write it in their comments. Let's ask Maggie's class. Let's ask Sophia. If you had a lot of money, where would you go on vacation? Let's ask in Teacher Michelle's class, let's ask Jeremy. Jeremy, if you had a lot of money, where would you go on vacation? Let's ask in Teacher Daniel's class, let me see, Katrina. Katrina, if you had a lot of money, where would you go on vacation? And in Teacher Sandra's class, let's ask, who can I ask? I'm trying to remember everybody's names. Oh, Bella. Bella, write the answer. If you had a lot of time, if you had a lot of money, I said it wrong. If you had a lot of money, Bella, where would you go on vacation? Okay, good. Now let's take out a pencil. We're going to write the answers for 152. If you have written them already, great. Let's review it and read it again. Number 1, if I went to a theme park. Did you write it? What do you think the answer is? If I went to a theme park, I would take a tour of the ruins? No. I would relax in the sun and go swimming? No. I would bring a tent and go camping? No. I would enjoy seeing all of the wild children? No. If I went to a theme park, I would have fun on the rides. In English, ride is a verb. I like to ride elephants, but that ride, this ride, those are rides. Anything you can ride is called a ride at a theme park. So Disneyland has stupid rides. Disneyland has rides for little kids. Disneyland has boring rides, just for example. All right, let's look at number 2. If I went to a big hotel at a resort, if I went to a big hotel at a resort, what would you do? I would relax in the sun and go swimming. Because you're at a resort, you can relax in the sun and go swimming, right? If I visited an old city, I would take a tour of the ruins. If I went on vacation in the mountains, I would bring a tent and go camping. If I went on a photo safari, I would enjoy seeing all the wild animals. Got it? All right. Samuel in Teacher Sandra's class. If you went on a photo safari, would you take pictures of elephants? Samuel, if you went on a photo safari, would you take pictures of elephants? In Teacher Maggie's class, who can I ask? Let's ask Cammy. Camma Coffee. Camma Coffee in Teacher Maggie's class. If you went to a theme park, would you ride every ride more than once? Would you ride every ride more than once? All right. How about in Teacher Michelle's class? Let's ask William. Both Williams. Are there 2 Williams? I forget. Anyway, William in Teacher Michelle's class. If you went to a big hotel at a resort, would you spend a lot of time in the swimming pool? If you went to a big hotel at a resort, would you spend a lot of time in the swimming pool? Let's ask in Teacher Daniel's class. Who can I ask in Teacher Daniel's class? Dino. Dino, if you went on vacation in the mountains, would you stay in a hotel or in a tent? If you went on vacation in the mountains, would you stay in a hotel or in a tent? Let's ask Jason in Teacher Maggie's class. If you visited an old city, would you explore by yourself or would you go with a guide? If you visited an old city, would you explore by yourself or would you go with a guide? Now I ask all those people questions. You need to write the answers in the comments on this video. I need to see who was watching this video today. And I'll go back and check those comments to see who didn't do it. All right, let's do part 2. If I, now they wrote the word go, right? So of course we're gonna make this past tense. If I go to Egypt, Egypt is a country in Africa, If I go to Egypt, no. It's not go. If I went, because this is second conditional. That doesn't mean you're going to go. If you went, you're probably not going to go. This is just a big if. So, if I went to Egypt, I would visit. You cannot write visited. I would visit the Great Pyramid. Do you see it's a big G and a big P? Why? The Great Pyramid is the name of one pyramid in Egypt. It's the biggest, most famous pyramid called the Great Pyramid. Big G, big P. Number 2, if we stayed, S-T-A-Y-E-D, if we stayed at a hotel near the beach, we would go swimming. Now, I know they wrote go swim, but I want you to write go swimming. I'll read it again. If we stayed at a hotel near the beach, we would go swimming. S-W-I-M-M-I-N-G. We would go swimming. Next one. She. Do you see where it says go camp? She would go camping. She would go camping if she had a tent. Now, maybe some of you didn't write the ing, but you need to. She would go camping if she had a tent. Is she going camping? No. Why? She doesn't have a tent. But she would go camping if she had a tent. Number 4, we would learn about the animals in this region if we took an eco tour. We would learn, L-E-A-R-N, you cannot write E-D after would. We would learn about the animals in this region if we took, T-O-O-K, an eco tour. What is region? Region means a part of a country. So maybe in the north, you would say the Taipei region. Maybe in the middle, you would say the Taichung region. The area around Taichung would be the Taichung region. All right. Number 5. If the tour guide came with us, she would tell us all about this place. If the tour guide came with us, she would tell us all about this place. In that sentence, of course, tour guide is a person. If he took the train, he would see more of the country. If he took the train, he would see more of the country. What does that mean? Well, let's say you wanted to see all of Taiwan and you decided to walk. Well, you could walk for a long time and you wouldn't see a lot of Taiwan. But if you took the train, you would see more of Taiwan. So look at number 6 again. If he took the train, he would see more of the country. All right. If I go too fast, of course you can pause and go back and look at the video. All right, we're going to look at page 153. Work with a partner. Look at the pictures and make sentences. Take turns. Well, let's do this. This is a great chance for us to ask questions. Look at the first picture. Let's ask, in Teacher Sandra's class, let's ask Joy, J-O-Y, Joy. The first picture. If you went on vacation, would you swim in the ocean? Let's look at the second picture. In Teacher Daniel's class, let's ask, who can we ask? Phoenix. Phoenix, looking at the second picture. If you went hiking in the mountains, would you forget to take your jacket? If you went hiking in the mountains, would you forget to take your jacket? Oh, Look at the third picture. This is a pyramid, but this pyramid is not in Egypt. This pyramid is in Mexico. So let's ask, who can we ask? In teacher Sandra's class, let's ask Roger. Roger, if you visited Mexico, would you go on a tour to see the pyramid? If you visited Mexico, would you go on a tour to see the pyramid? Look at the next picture. You see that loop the loop? If you remember from grade 3, there was a unit about the roller coaster has a loop, L-O-O-P, the loop. So let's ask, in teacher Michelle's class, let's ask Jessie. Jessie, if you were afraid of heights, would you ride the roller coaster? If you were afraid of heights, would you ride the roller coaster? The next one, see the camping picture? Let's ask in teacher Maggie's class. Let's ask, who can I ask? Teacher Maggie's class. Let's ask Tiger. Tiger, if you went camping, would you sleep on an air mattress? If you went camping, would you sleep on an air mattress? Mattress is the thing in the bed, right? If you went camping, would you sleep on an air mattress? And at the very bottom, there's a picture of a resort on the left. Let's ask, in teacher Sandra's class, let's ask Ryan, the Ryan who sits next to Apple. I can't remember which Ryan it is. Ryan who sits next to Apple. Ryan, would you wear a bikini if you stayed at an expensive resort? Would you wear a bikini if you stayed at an expensive resort? Okay, good. At the bottom, let's read. If I went to the beach, I would go snorkeling. Now, did you notice the ing? So again, camping, snorkeling, swimming. That's why you need to write ing on those verbs. If I went to the beach, I would go snorkeling. Snorkeling is when you wear that thing in your mouth and you don't go very deep in the water. You just go enough under the water so you can see, but you use this to breathe. If you go very deep, the water is going to go inside and you can't breathe. So, snorkeling. If I went to the beach, I would go snorkeling. I would go surfing if I went to the beach. Good. All right, we're turning our page to page 154. You need a pencil. Let's look at the vocabulary word. A suitcase. Sunglasses. Somebody asked me if sunglasses could be singular. One sunglass. No, it can't. Because we have two eyes, we wear sunglasses. A pair of sunglasses. My sunglasses are new. I scratched my sunglasses. I broke my sunglasses. Sunglasses are expensive. It cannot be singular. They're always plural. If you wanted to make it singular, you have to be a pair of sunglasses. I bought a pair, P-A-I-R, of sunglasses. Next one, a passport. Maybe you have a passport from Taiwan. I have a passport from the USA. Some people have two passports. Souvenirs. You see those dolls? If you go to a country and they sell those souvenirs and you take it home, you will always remember that because you'll look at that ugly doll and say, wow, I remember that vacation. What a great souvenir. Good. An airport. Good. Oh, we know this. Number one, when you travel to another country, you need a passport. It shows who you are and the country where you were born. That is usually true. However, let's say, for example, you have two passports. It will tell you you were born in Taiwan, but maybe that passport is from the USA. So it doesn't always mean you were born there. So if, for example, somebody has a passport from Germany, maybe they were born in Africa, but now they moved to Germany. So they have a passport from Germany, but they could still have a passport from South Africa. South Africa is a country. So maybe they have two passports. I do not have two passports. I only have one passport. I have a passport from the USA. I was born in the USA, and I have a passport from the USA. Teacher Paul has a passport from the UK. Teacher Neil has a passport from Canada. And you have a passport from, do you remember where? Well, I'll tell you the answer. If you have a passport, not everybody does. You have to tell them you want the passport. You have to go to an office, and your mother and father have to have some pictures, and they will give you a passport. It takes some time. But the point is, where is your passport from? Your passport is from the Republic of China. Now, I'm not sure if now the passport from the Republic of China says Taiwan on the front. I'm not sure. Maybe it does. I didn't look at it very clearly. You can look at a passport if you have one. But your passport is from the Republic of China. Okay? So let's ask that question. We'll ask, who can I ask? From Teacher Daniel's class, let's ask Carl. Where is your passport from? Where is your passport from? Do not tell me Taiwan. Next one. I always buy souvenirs when I'm on vacation. I like to look at them and remember the fun I had. Souvenirs needs an S because it says I always buy, and it didn't say Souvenirs is countable. I always buy souvenirs when I'm on vacation. Number 3, I don't like to carry a lot of things on vacation. Now, of course, the book doesn't say things. The book says stuff. Stuff just means a lot of things. But things has an S, and stuff cannot have an S. I have a lot of stuff. So you cannot say, I have 2 stuff. You cannot say that. I have 2 things. I have a lot of stuff. There's too much stuff. I don't have much stuff. It means things. So, I don't like to carry a lot of stuff on vacation. I bring a small suitcase for my socks, for my clothes. Say the word again, clothes. Do not say clothes, say clothes. So let's read the sentence. I bring a small suitcase for my clothes. In this sentence, suitcase does not have an S because it says a small suitcase. Number 4, if we arrived, you hear the arrived, past tense? It's the conditional. It's not really past tense, it's the second conditional. If we arrived at the airport late, we would miss our plane. This second conditional means if this happened. It didn't happen. We don't want it to happen. But if it happened, this would happen. If this happened, this would happen. So look at the sentence again. If we arrived at the airport late, we would miss our plane. Scary. Number 5, has anyone seen my sunglasses? The snow is so bright in the sun. Now, I know this is a strange sentence because you don't imagine that if it's cold and snowy, you need sunglasses. But you do. When you go to the beach, you need sunglasses because the water and the beach the sand is white and the water is shiny and the sun will hurt your eyes, so you need sunglasses. But if you go skiing or play in the snow is also white. So in the winter, you can get a sunburn too. because the sun will bounce and reflect on the snow, and it will go on your face and you will get a sunburn. So if you go skiing or ice skating or sledding or just play in the snow, you need sunglasses. So let's read the sentence again. Has anyone seen my sunglasses? The snow is so bright in the snow. I'm sorry. The snow is so bright in the sun. I said it wrong. So that bright snow will hurt your eyes. You also need to wear sunscreen. Funny, right? In the winter, because you don't want a sunburn. All right, we have time. Let's get our stickers for Unit 9. Unit 9 stickers at the bottom. Number 1. Today they have wheels. They have wheels. They have wheels. Number 2. I bought this when I went to France. I bought this when I went to France. Number 3. If you lose this, you're in big trouble. If you lose this, you're in big trouble. Next one. Some people look like movie stars when they wear these. I said these because they're plural. Some people look like movie stars when they wear these. And the last one, you should arrive there 2 hours before your flight. You should arrive there 2 hours before your flight. So the first answer, what has wheels? Suitcase. What did I buy in France? Souvenir. If you lose a passport, you're in big trouble. It's difficult to get a new one. If you were overseas and you lose your passport, oh, it's a big headache. The next one, sunglasses. Some people look like movie stars if they wear these. These are sunglasses. And the next one, you should arrive 2 hours before your flight to the airport. You should arrive to the airport 2 hours before your flight. So have you finished your stickers? Good, good, good. All right, we're going to start page 155 just a little. I don't have time to do it today, but I want to look at the would rather. At the top of page 155, I would rather go on an eco tour than go to a theme park. So, would rather means prefer. Preferences. What is your preference? What do you prefer? Well, let's say I like eco tours and I like theme parks. They're both fun. I want to go to both of them. But I prefer the eco tour. If you prefer the eco tour is your preference. So, you prefer the eco tour. Which one would you rather do? I would rather go on an eco tour than go to a theme park. We'd learn to say that word, we'd rather go on a tour than stay at a hotel. So if I said, well, you decide. You could stay at the hotel, or you can go on a tour. You have an afternoon with nothing to do. You could stay at the hotel, or you could go on a tour. And somebody said, well, we talked about it. We'd rather go on a tour than stay at a hotel. Both would be okay, but I would rather do this. He'd rather not eat at that restaurant. Now, this is a little different. If I say, he'd rather not, that is a polite way to say, I don't want to. Sometimes we don't want to say no. We just say, I'd rather not. It means no. It means if I had a choice, I don't want to do this. So if I said, well, please go sit next to that strange kid And you'd say, teacher, I'd rather not. And the teacher would shout at you because you don't have a choice. You cannot tell the teacher no, but you could say, I'd rather not. That means if I could choose, I would rather not do this. And the teacher would say, I'm sorry, you don't have a choice. You have to do it. But if your mother says, would you like pizza for dinner? You'd say, I'd rather not. Pizza is not healthy. I'd rather have dumplings for dinner. I'd rather not is another way to say no. If you push me, okay, I'll do it. But I'd rather not means I would rather not do this than do it. So, if I ask Jensen, let's ask Jensen a question. Jensen, would you like to hold hands with Jason? Now, Jensen's a nice boy. So, Jensen, when you write the answer in this, I don't want you to write no. Do you know what to write? Jason, would you like to hold hands? Jensen, would you like to hold hands with Jason? Now, don't say no. What's your answer? Let's ask in Teacher Daniel's class. Let's ask, who can I ask in teacher? Let's ask, I know. Let's ask Chris. Chris, would you like to eat smelly cheese for lunch? Would you like to eat smelly cheese for lunch? Now, do you know the answer? Don't write no. Don't write yes. Who knows the answer that I want him to say? Not no, not yes. All right, we'll talk about it next time. Bye-bye.